Every Wrestling Podcast here on the MyFandom's YouTube channel, and of course, wherever you get your podcasts. Dave Sturchio, Tommy D over there, Officer Chris Payne in the building, and returning for a second week in a row, which already breaks Chris Payne's streak of two shows in a row, Tommy Tequila. Tommy, how you doing down there, pal?
Dominating life, sir.
First of all, we're tired. I was here last week.
Well, I'm talking about just in general. There was a long string of time where you weren't here.
No. When
more
Chris
than more than 1 week in a row.
When Chris had his table, he was here every week. It's once we got rid of the table, he stopped coming.
That's so weird because
You hoes ain't loyal.
I mean, the table wasn't really. Is that what it is?
No.
Okay.
I'm happy to have a streak going. Keep it going.
Keep it going.
The table was a monstrosity.
And let's all make it perfectly clear that Tommy Tequila comes from like way, way north. So he comes all the way down and graces us with the presence.
His
And,
wife's on 34.
I don't believe that for a second. Anyway, listen, a lot of stuff going down in the world of professional wrestling. Another week of Netflix, some debuts. We could talk about that. We could talk about a big announcement that we got going on. We'll talk about that at the end. Very pumped about that. But I guess we'll start with... how you doing, Tommy? Tommy, all right? You good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm happy to not be moving right now.
Oh, well, that's a different pace. Anyway,
So lazy.
Officer, how's life? You're still alive? That's good.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, good. Tommy, Tequila, everythinging fine?
I am living the dream.
Living the dream. You know what? My barber said...
It was like waiting when you just went over me. You were like, hey, so how's your day? Okay, and then you go to say something, and it's like...
That's fantastic.
That is a great reference.
You're all fucked.
And you, Monty.
You are
Fuck
the
you.
biggest piece of shit in this restaurant.
I don't know what I would do in my life.
Oh, shit, it's the ghost!
I don't know what I want to do in my life. Join the fucking army or something.
That movie fucked me up.
By the way, how are you not in jail? How old are you?
If I go to a restaurant, I will not send my food back ever. I will just grin and bear it, and that's it.
That girl that goes crazy, motherfucker!
Psycho babble bullshit. Anyway,
Comes right outside.
by the way, we do movie references here. We do movie references.
And I also
can we respect?
I'm now security for one of those guys.
Yes, you are, Mr. Reynolds and co. Got to respect the set design here by Officer Payne. The Raw is War, the 3 letters that they would use at the Manhattan Center, I guess you could say.
They started using them at the bigger arenas once they moved out of the Manhattan Center.
Okay, well, guess what? I'll be at the Manhattan Center this Sunday at the Hammerstein Ballroom for GCW. Very excited about that, so that'll be fun. But got to respect the set. You got a little Macho King action. You got some dust. That you just opened that,
Just opened that.
Just opened.
And
And
then
then
bacon baby.
who's that right in front? Orndorff?
Lex?
That's what I
Lex.
thought too, but it's Lex.
Oh, it's Lex.
I
From what,
thought it was
WCW?
Orndorff too.
Galoob.
Galoob. Who's in front of the sign?
We got
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
He said Cone Stone. Cone
Stone,
Stone,
baby.
Steve Austin.
And
Did you
I
see
said-
him with a beard?
He looks like Rich Kuklinski.
Dude, but if you notice, the beard is going up high. You think he's got hair now?
I think he's always had hair. He just
What?
He just lost it here and there.
And so he
all
Hogan it.
around. And then we got Coco.
Coco Beware, which you're obsessed with, and for whatever reason want to book him for our next show, which I guess we could discuss that
Big
eventually.
bird guy, huh?
I just feel like if I say it, it gives it away. It's like a theme.
All right. Well, here's the theme. It's Papa Shango, a.k.a. the Godfather, a.k.a.
Khan?
Mustafa.
Yeah, but was it? What was the one where he was the red? He was wearing like in the red mask.
Kama. That was just Kama.
That was
Red
Kama.
Mask.
Red Mask was Sultan. And that was
Sultan.
That was
that was
Savio.
Rikishi.
That was Rikishi.
Oh,
Yeah.
who was Savio Vega then? Savio Vega was somebody
Savio
else.
Vega was Savio Vega.
No. He was somebody else too. Quang? Quang. He was Quang.
But you know my OCD, right?
Where are we going with all this?
My Mean Gene toy has a WCW microphone, and I'm ready to kill myself.
Oh, man. You should have never did that. And you brought the Ultimate Warrior with the track jacket right before he throws up everywhere.
No, that wasn't the
that's
throw up.
that
That
was
was where he was
the bleed
bleeding
from
from
the
his hair.
Oh, my God.
Because of Papa Shango.
You know what's so funny? Good. Yeah, that was a good correlation.
Black blood for some reason.
Do you remember, what's the movie?
Totally black.
Fifth Element.
Okay.
Right? You remember that movie?
Gary
Yeah.
Oldman starts bleeding from his head.
Yeah. And it's like black. And I was like, where are the stones? And it's like, what the fuck is he bleeding black for? But the first thing I thought of, I was like, oh, like the Warrior bled black on Superstars.
Did we talk about the movie Thinner last time?
Thinner? No.
Okay, well, they bleed black in that too for some reason.
Words Tommy's never heard for 600, Alex. Thinner.
Which one are you talking about? Yeah, which one are you talking
He's
about?
making himself right at home,
He said
folks.
size wide shoe.
Yeah, he
There's
did.
2 of us here. We're bookends.
I meant myself.
Yeah,
I meant
we're in a
myself.
Tommy sandwich here, by the
I
way.
took it as that Tommy, Fat Tommy.
Yeah.
But when you look at the table,
Not that duck, black duck.
Right.
Hey, man, easy with
Easy with
that.
that shit.
Easy with the black dog shit.
But when you look at the table, and then my wife always says, like, you know, we got the mortgage, and I'm like, what mortgage? huge, and we can't make it. And I'm like, I don't understand why.
And then you have a fucking whole
And then
Raw
everything,
set.
and it's always brand new.
I mean, look at those boots on Dusty.
Dusty.
It's worth it.
Dusty,
It's
baby.
just the common man. Those
And
are
make
fucking
no mistake
dope.
about it. I not only got one of those, I didn't just get 2.
You hijacked the trucks when
I
they're back.
totally surpassed 3, and I got 4.
Jesus Christ.
I sent you a picture. You didn't?
So you are
It's
Joe
been a rough
Pesci.
day, dude. I
So
haven't
he,
checked my
you know
phone.
what? No.
I'm
He
actually-
is Joe Pesci.
No,
in
no.
Goodfellas.
I'm starting to collect
Whatever you want.
make an
Payne Gots.
I'm starting to make an inventory so that I could start selling them.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. Coming soon to a Fight Factory wrestling event near you. Payne's table.
I bought 1 Dusty for myself and 3 to
You
sell.
should absolutely set up shop at one of our shows.
My son, how about my son goes, Dad, do you think I could set up a table and sell wrestling figures? And I'm like, let me call Trevor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he couldn't have done that at the last show because we had what's his name from the toy place that was there.
It doesn't
Got that?
matter. You can have multiple vendors, guy.
Yeah, but
Especially when your dad's
toy
going
place.
to
sell
make up
toys.
Right.
Payne owns the joint. We all own the joint.
Wait, no, he was one of our sponsors.
Oh, Santiago?
Yeah, Santiago
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
When he was
Tyler.
selling cards, and he wasn't just selling. Whatever, dude. I'm not going to get into it. but
All right.
When you're
Anyway.
when you've been to the independent shows, they at WrestlePro, they used to have fucking like fine touch people. Had a table, and then
What show?
Jack Sabbath used to have
What
a
show?
table.
You know, the guy who used to do all the shoot videos that diddled the kids. That guy.
Oh.
Yeah, him. Which I got a nice cold DM from him once upon a time saying, like, you don't know anything. I'm like, oh, yeah? I got a fucking screenshot. I'm like Chris
Screenshot.
fucking Hansen. That, yeah. All right,
Next
anyway.
theme
got
song
video.
to open up the next Fight Factory show. Da-da-da-da, we don't diddle kids.
Perfect.
Just have a seat.
Yeah,
right there.
what would you say you're doing here?
Diddler.
Yeah, right. Well,
Oh, like the Batman tone.
The
And then you can
you-
do pow
you
with
two-
the fist.
pow, right in the kisser. Or
sorry,
bring the
say pow? Is he saying
boom.
pow?
Oh, man.
You know, you yelled at us
children.
for bringing that up. Now you keep going with the boom.
Because we made amends. We talked. He talked. He wished us luck.
Double choke.
And he wants to get booked on the next Fight Factory show. Which, by the way, no, I mean, would you be against it?
I'm not against it.
He brings the boom. Anyway, we'll talk.
I would just ask to keep the treble down when AJ.
And,
the
you know, maybe
microphone.
keep the diabetes away from the studio as well, which is a little man.
You literally went from like, no, we're good to like, well, no, we're back on the.
Nah, I love them all. They're great. They're fucking fantastic influencers. But by the way, my thoughts and prayers do go out to everybody that resides on TikTok because in about
bye.
3 days, bye, Felicia. Your careers
No,
are over.
I think that Beastman guy
I didn't see
trying to
that
buy
coming.
it.
I thought that was going a different route.
Is
I
that-
thought you were talking about California, but yeah, fuck them too. Yes.
No.
Young man,
Sorry, I'm not.
Well, hey, listen,
We gotta talk about a pressing issue. TikTok, TikTok,
Well, hey, listen,
TikTok.
God, terrible people.
Melina-
I said terrible things
Is
about these
Melina
people.
responding to a
Melina
text?
is fine.
Oh
She
my
I
did.
said
God.
China's gonna
Bro,
take
not
out.
for nothing. And I've met her. She's a sweetheart. But it's
Melina?
like, yeah, she's cool. But at the
Oh,
same
that
time,
Melina. I'm like-
but at the same time,
I'm
dude,
thinking about Melania.
like there's thousands of people that were removed from their homes, but like the world was crying for fucking Melina because she wouldn't answer a text.
Billy Crystal lost his house of 46 years out there.
Oh well, that sucks for those elites. Like, what am I fucking do? Give a shit,
Fun fact:
That's
everyone
a-
lost their house out there. It's bad,
Yeah.
dude.
dude. I had a friend who
Not
had
for
to just
nothing,
get up and get out.
I don't know if you know this, though, but like only like 15% of like the biggest fires contained today. Like 15%.
So?
which means
And more winds.
85%.
Then we're gonna-
and they're going to be 50 to 70 mile per hour.
Well,
winds
they're
blowing
still
through that
catching
place.
people trying to
Bro,
sell more.
Listen, if you want to,
Exactly.
I can tell there's not a whole conspiracy theory thing about this.
No,
but, like,
we're not
think it's
tinfoiling
Kane,
hat
too?
here.
What?
I think it's Kane.
I think it's Kane.
That's
It's
my
gotta be-
conspiracy.
it's
It's gotta be
Kane.
Kane. That's my conspiracy.
Listen, Florida, they want Florida to be blue in the biggest way possible. How do you do that? You relocate everybody. What do? Go from one coast to the other coast. Why do you do that? There's no coast left.
That ain't gonna work for me, brother.
Anyway,
Florida's my
Oh
state.
my
Raw.
lord! Anyway, so Raw had a second night. I want to start with something that me and Josh
7
Chernoff
days?
talked
Is it
about.
7 days? Is that what you
hold
meant?
on,
7 days?
hold on.
7 days?
This is when I did talk to Chernoff today. We recorded the wrestling hour, which you can find on ad-free shows with Conrad Thompson and
Watch
all those
this
fun
first,
guys.
though.
Yeah, well, they can't get to us until about Friday anyway. Not us, them, us, me and Josh. But we opened with this, and we spent like 40 minutes talking about it. I don't want to spend that much. But if anybody, and
Please,
I'll start with
I
Tommy
hope-
Tequila.
I hope it's what you guys were
Okay, well, I'll
tweeting-
start with Tommy
tweeting
Tequila.
about.
No. Maybe. I don't think so. Tommy Tequila, we'll start with you. Did you or did you not see the tweet from Corey Graves?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. your thoughts as a fan, because again, you have not been knee deep in the business part of wrestling and know all the ins and outs. So as a fan, how do you look at that?
I have two ways of looking at it. The corporate side of me of looking at it, and then the fan side of looking at it. One, he was cleared to wrestle a few months back, right?
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Because I'm already thinking kind of where you're thinking, but go ahead.
He was cleared to wrestle a few months back. So that happened. So where do you go back? You go back to where it all started, and maybe this is an angle, and he's going back there, and he's going to play the pissed off guy,
And attack
and he's going to say, I just got demoted, I was this, I was that, and he's going to go bananas, he's going to go back in the ring. If that's not the case, you look at the current setup of the announce tables. Now, I love Corey Graves on the mic. I thought he was awesome. But
Payne
no
don't.
one gets somebody over better right now than Pat McAfee.
Correct.
He literally builds up every person in the ring. It's not even storytelling. He's just a fan. He's just passionate, and he is excellent. And him and Cole are flawless together. Now you have a classically trained guy in Joe Tessitore, right? It's
Drizzling shits.
No, I like Tessitore.
I'm a Friday night.
I think he has a voice for it.
Friday night
Yeah.
fights
He has
guy.
a voice for it, but his delivery might suck.
Yes, I'm a
No,
Friday
I
night
got more
fights
than
guy. I
that.
love him. I think he's going to work into it. He's not there yet, but he could drive the ship. And I think him and Wade are far better than him and Corey. I think Corey would destroy Tessitore and overtalk him.
Okay.
So the corporate side of me is that you got to play the role that you're given. You can't worry about what marketing's doing. You can't worry about what sales is doing. This is what I need from you right now. Go and do it.
And he's there. He has a contract.
And
He's
you're
there.
on national TV, right?
But he no longer is what his complaint was.
But he's going back to NXT's.
I don't know if that's going to be a thing. It's Booker T and it's the other guy. They're not going to go a three-man booth down there.
Let me tell you
Something
something
that quack quack. You know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
moving over
So
to
he's
the
so
Chad,
this
sucker.
is so my
I
opinion.
took that as it was a three-man booth. That's how I took it.
It could very well be. And he actually said his follow-up tweet to all his complaining, and again, rightfully so. Me and Josh actually have very, very close connection with his story, meaning tried the in-ring thing, didn't get cleared because of injury, decided to kind of fall ass backwards into commentary.
Started looking like
the
Shawn Michaels.
And all the what?
What?
And oh, by the way, you're actually good at it, right? And he was great at it. I think Corey Graves is really good, right? But like, that's what the role they presented him with because of the fact that he wasn't cleared to wrestle. Now, when he comes out and says, "I'm not famous enough," that's where I think the work is in, because I don't know if there's anybody in the WWE front office right now that would look at any roster member, because it feels like it's a nice, tight-knit group now that Triple H has taken over and The Rock and everybody that's involved in that. I don't think there's any ill will being tossed around like, we would use you, but, you're just not marketable enough. That's not the case because he's been there for so long. That's why I think this is a work.
Where's the lie, though? If you look at the top 4 right now, they're more famous.
Imagine like, hey, everybody, tune into Raw where it's going to be Michael Cole and Corey Graves. And then people are like, okay, I'm not really sure who Corey Graves is, but all right, let's rock. Or it's, hey, everybody, tune into Raw on Netflix where it's Michael Cole and, oh, by the way, Pat McAfee. People know who he is. There's a marketability to it. So therefore, there goes the W, and that's all Payne's fault. But I will say, when I'll say all that to say
Because your
this.
take is an L. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn! Yeah, sucker. Yeah, what
To the right of
what
him.
was the cause
Yeah, but
of
don't
that?
forget this, Dave.
I kicked it. I tipped it.
Yeah, but Dave,
I
Dave,
hit
don't
just a
forget
tip.
this. McAfee's only there for a certain amount of time.
He's back
He-
for a little. He's
Yeah, but when he
full board.
goes back to college
It's always
football and
football
stuff like
season,
that,
yeah.
he can't.
What do you mean he can't? Those games are on Saturday.
He
No,
doesn't
he
do
steps away.
wrestling when he's back at football, because that's why he left originally once football season
I
started.
understand that, but now I guarantee you that WWE said, hey, you don't got to do anything else other than show up, do your show from our fucking location, which wherever they are, he has a little fucking stand to do the Pat McAfee show there. We'll hook it all up. You do your show here on Mondays, you do Monday Night Raw, and you're gone. You don't have to do any of the road appearances or anything like that. So you're telling me that he wouldn't do both the fucking Game Day and Raw now? I'm not talking about what he did in the past. I'm talking about right now where it's on Netflix, exposure, money. He ain't turning that down.
What
You're
about
out of your mind.
pay-per-views? That's
And
a hell of a
pay-per-views
travel
too.
schedule.
Well, pay-per-views, right. Pay-per-views, whatever. But what I'm thinking is, I'll give this to Payne now for his thoughts on Corey Graves, but I think it's a little bit of a work ski. I think that Corey Graves is eventually going to fight Pat McAfee. That's what I think
That
is
could
going to
happen.
happen. I think that's going to happen at
WrestleMania is coming
WrestleMania.
up.
Makes the most sense.
WrestleMania,
Between-
Pat McAfee and Corey Graves in a winner take Raw color commentary. I don't know, like whatever.
Right, and then Pat leaves and goes back to fucking college.
Well, whatever. But
Whatever.
anyway, your thoughts, Payne?
If it's a work, I don't care. If it's a shoot, I don't care.
All right. So
No,
on to that.
I don't. Listen, I've always been told because I don't like my job. I hate it, but I'm sticking it out because I get a pension. You don't like your job, fucking quit, dude. That's it. You have one of the best jobs on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you're still involved. Shut the fuck up, because there's tons of people out there that aren't
why I don't-
involved.
that's why I don't think
that
it's real.
want to be involved, and
That's
you
what-
have the privilege of being involved. However,
look at Byron Saxton. You think he wants to do backstage
Byron
interviews?
Saxton sucks. He's the corniest human being on camera, off camera.
I see him being
He's
like-
a
Say you really
cornball.
feel.
I see
He's
him being,
terrible.
I see him being like the new coach.
He sits in the back and does weird shit.
Shut up,
I've seen it
Saxton.
at catering hall in catering. It's horrible. But if dude, seriously, Joe Tessitore, yeah, I get it. He's polished or whatever. He doesn't know the moves.
No.
He's several times messed up.
And he doesn't know how to make eye
moves.
contact with the camera like this.
I don't know where he's from.
always looking down at
Where
his
is he
notes.
from? Where's he from?
ESPN.
Go back to ESPN, dude.
Well, he was no good there.
He could do reads a lot
Right,
better
so
than he can
why
with-
would you bring him to WWE? He doesn't know the sport. I am a fan of hiring within. I don't know. And then the ring announcer, the new ring announcer, she's terrible too.
Look, I
Like,
don't-
we-
She's just the Jace to the
She-
previous
time out.
one.
I
terrible.
don't hate the
They're all
Tessitore
terrible.
hire because it's a voice like Mauro Ranallo, but the problem is he
That's
doesn't
just
There's a
know.
voice. There could be a
It's
voice.
funny
There could be
you-
a Marinello, though.
It's
That's
funny
big-
you say that because I think that if you put fucking Mauro Ranallo and Pat McAfee together,
Oh
that
my
would be commentary
God.
fucking.
I don't. You know what? I don't know
Hall
what's.
of-
I don't
put
know
him in the
what's
Hall of
going.
Fame now.
I don't
Thanks
know
for
what's
being a
going on
bully,
with
JBL.
Mauro. I guess he's happy with what he's doing because if anybody was going to come back to WWE, I want it Mauro because
Same.
he knows all the moves. He's
Bro,
got the voice, like you said.
I had the privilege of having him announce my match
Really?
What? Which match?
in NXT.
Mamma Mia!
Wow.
That's
Chris
amazing.
Payne is going to be filling his surname.
Oh, that's it. That's when
really
we
good.
had the.
That's when I got my ass
My
kicked.
favorite,
Yeah,
booth,
yeah.
my favorite current booth
Yeah,
right now.
the
They're no
third
longer
time.
doing it. It was Showtime Boxing. Paulie
Showtime.
Malignaggi and Mauro Ranallo. That booth was perfect. I
you
really
and,
liked it.
you and Paulie fucking
Well,
soupy
listen,
brain.
Paulie-
all I know is
brain.
Corey Graves has a gripe now because again he's been kind of removed
I
from.
don't think it's
I
real.
thought he was okay. I didn't think he was great on the stick. He was okay.
I thought he,
the
I,
thing
I,
is,
I,
I felt
just,
like
I
he
thought he was
tried.
awesome. I thought he had a lot of Bobby Heenan involved in him. He had some influence coming
I
from
think
there.
he was. Nah,
The
he
way
was
that
more. He was
able
more
to riff.
Jerry. He was more Jerry Lawler.
It was a combo.
than-
you know,
than
like you
Bobby
could tell that
Heenan.
he watched both of them. He wanted to be that heel commentator.
But
I
you
thought he
need the
was
heel commentator when you
perfect
have them
on it.
both agreeing with each
Look
other.
at
It's kind
Josh.
of it's
I'm
kind
not
of boring.
saying-
Josh is great.
I'm
He's a
not-
heel.
Josh is amazing. Josh is one guy that I could absolutely see on a Monday or a Friday or a Tuesday. But
Best jackets in
for
the
me, we're not talking about you now, Dave.
Why not? It's always about
I'm
me.
not giving you
What
flowers
about me?
'cause they're gonna die
What
in
about
the
the
cold.
Raven?
No, whatever. Corey, I feel like he's worked on his craft. He's put a lot of effort in. I just don't. For me, he's not. Whatever. He's whatever.
All right. Well, that's Corey
very
Graves.
forceful.
Tommy, your thoughts?
Look, I think it's a work.
All right, back
he's not
to
going to go. He's not. He's not. He's not.
We're
gonna,
out of time.
He's not going to go on social media just to bitch when.
No, I think
he's
it's a
never
work.
done it before.
I think it's a work.
He's always kind of spoken out against that. People jumping on Twitter and saying the inside business and the inside baseball.
Yeah.
So I could 100% agree with you. I think we're going to have a match at WrestleMania.
It would be cool. And again, what better way to kind of reintroduce yourself to
But
the
I
world of
think
wrestling?
I think you give
there's more.
Corey Graves the win on that one.
Do we get Pat McAfee versus Corey Graves at WrestleMania? Is that
That'd
what
be
you're saying?
sick.
That'd be awesome. Night
That'd be
one.
sick.
That's
Anyway,
a night one.
So anyway, more cool stuff. And I'm going to use the same segue I used.
You all right there, buddy?
Shut up! I'm stroking out. It's been a long day.
Watch out for that icicle. It might fall on you.
Anyway,
Nails, stallion. Nails.
are we done?
Take it to the zoo.
Watch out.
Jesus Christ! So I'm.
Watch out. Watch out. There's an icicle about to fall on you.
I'm like, what the fuck?
He's such a
This guy's
dick.
in here now?
Anyway, I'm going to use the same segue as I used on the Wrestling Hour to the next segment because speaking of somebody like Corey Graves who has cero miedo when it comes to being on Twitter, we got the debut of Penta on Monday Night Raw. Your guys' knee-jerk reactions on him. I, for one, thought it looked great. There was a couple spots where you're like, okay, you're right there. But I think the WWE ring is much different than an AEW ring, so there's a little bit of learning curve there. But his dancing partner, I can't say enough. I know you guys make fun of me all the time, but
We just make fun of you because of how devoted you are.
Chad Gable is the man.
To him.
He is so good.
And I will say this
he's
on
as good
camera.
he's as good as what I think when I think of guys like Nick Nemeth. Guys that can sell their ass off, that can
100%.
work.
Mr. Perfect.
Charisma.
The guy
Mr.
sells
Perfect.
his balls off.
Dude, he is money. Anyway,
Let me just tell you this. I'm saying this before you go with somebody else. Probably the perfect sell I've ever seen for a destroyer in my life.
dude.
I
Like,
mean,
fucking vertical.
Mr. Perfect,
vertical,
Mr.
dude.
Perfect-esque.
Yes, and like I said, I think he looked like $1 million. I'll pose the question here.
Supposedly there's some heat on him in backstage.
Yeah,
already.
all of a sudden, I didn't
Who
read
gives
the
a
article.
fuck?
Like, get off your fucking high
Show
horse.
ended a half hour earlier than last week. There's no way that's true. Everyone can shut up. And if you do
100%.
have heat about it, guess what? Go out and do what the two of
Wait a
them
minute,
just did.
wait. The heat is because he went over on
Went
time.
over on
Yeah.
time.
They gave him a fucking
What
5-minute
time?
talking segment.
I didn't understand
Yeah,
4
but they-
minutes of it.
Yeah, but
Dude,
they ended.
no, I'm sorry. This is why McAfee is who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I know what
he's
you're
like, and I'm not trying to make fun of Spanish speakers. He's like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da," and then McAfee's like, hell yeah. Like, he has no, and he even said, he goes, Cole, I didn't understand half of that, but I'm pumped up, but he's being honest, and he didn't, but like,
But when he like does the over, like hell yeah.
hell yeah. Dude, but I got to ask you guys, do you think the talking ruins the mystique, or do you think
No.
that just gives you more of a homey feel?
I think
No,
it adds more to it.
I think I loved everything about this. One, the opening, it felt like an old school Nitro opening. When Bischoff would put the luchadors out there early, I felt like we were watching Dean Malenko. I felt
Opening
like,
contest scheduled for one fall. Rey Mysterio.
yeah, I felt like we were watching La Parka, Dean Malenko. That's what I felt like the opening match was. That first setup, they went at it. That is not. the
Remember when they
normal
used to
setup.
open with Ultimo Dragon?
You had
was one of my favorites.
The last match we saw,
not
the
mine.
first opening was a lockup, right? Roman and Solo in a lockup. They opened this week completely different from that. That was pretty awesome. But
Turning on the heat.
I was just saying, get a roof.
the speaking part about it, all you saw, and this is something you can't teach anything. I'm someone that presents. I'm a salesperson, right? Passion and authenticity. You can't teach that. And he had it.
He had a
And it didn't matter
connection.
what language that he said it in. That's why I love Shinsuke Nakamura.
It was, Spanish.
The guy that's Asuka and Shinsuke. They don't speak English. But you see, whenever they're cutting a promo, like, I believe it. I don't know what it was. I don't know what they said.
You mean like
but
when
they're passionate
Bianca
about
was
it.
next to Asuka when she was like ranting in Japanese and Bianca's like nodding her head. It's like, you don't understand a fucking word she's saying.
that.
But you see it, and then you see some like a Ryback getting 10 minutes and talking about the fucking secret. You stupid idiot. That was so aggravating.
Wait,
like, you get
we don't
certain
call the
promos.
names on the show, not because we don't want to, but just because.
I'll fight him. I don't care what he looks like. Looks like Tarzan, fights like Jane. Don't care what his biceps look like.
No, he can't because his stem cells haven't
stem cells haven't
in his
kicked
neck
in
He
yet.
talked about the secret. It meant nothing. He speaks perfect English.
Yeah,
right?
but dude, so check it
I'll
out.
I'll take him speaking Spanish and with passion and authenticity over that.
So
Fair.
I know
Everyone's like, see.
I know the article that you're talking about where they said that he had heat backstage. That was written by another one of these dirt sheet dick fuck
All right,
internet
dick-
troll
dick
fucking
fuck.
writers. Dirt sheets.
It's not new, but we've heard it before. But we get it.
Listen,
Shit
it's been a while.
stain, Piss on.
It was just
Well, the goddamn
I highly doubt that it was written by one of
Roses.
these dirt sheets just looking for clicks
flowers.
on the internet. I highly doubt there's any heat, considering the fact that we said they.
He just turned it on.
Yeah, look on the rock.
There's heat.
Hang
There's
on.
no heat. What are we doing here?
But even
I
like,
got goosebumps.
how could you be a pro wrestler that
No,
want
dude,
everyone
it's
to
not even
succeed
that. They
and get-
ended a
and
half
get
an hour
upset?
early.
It was
Every-
what? It was a 15-minute match, maybe
Bro,
less.
how are you not sitting
and a
in the
5-minute promo?
How are you not sitting in the back and catering or on a monitor and being like, "This is fucking cool. Penta's with us."
Right. Right.
And you know what? I think they gave him that for his family that was sitting in the front row.
Dude, his daughter
Now-
was hysterical.
Yeah, and they're now you want to talk about something that's real. There were actually idiots online making fun of the little girl that was crying in the front, not realize that was his daughter.
Because
First of
they
all,
sit
Yeah,
I'll
you're
fight them after
fucking
Ryback.
basic.
first of all, how do you not think? Okay, that's the guy's family. First of all,
Man's got a family.
you know, his daughter's actually seeing. And I love Michael Cole's troll. Welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah. But, hey, listen, he's not wrong. It's not like he's not poking. Yeah, I guess he is poking
I
the
also
bear.
like the worst kept secret in the business.
Yeah, oh,
that
it
was
was.
great.
Oh,
That
wow,
was great.
yeah. I
It
didn't
was.
realize
That was the way they did that was
No,
It
terrible.
felt
did say that.
90s-esque, though. Like when Jericho was coming, everyone knew Jericho was coming. Like you knew Penta was coming.
Nobody knew Jericho was coming.
Nobody knew
Everyone
Jericho,
knew
was coming.
Bullshit, dude. That was one of the biggest pops of all time. Nobody
So I,
knew.
I
matter.
remember. I do
I remember.
remember there being like a few signs there. I was a baby. I was young when that happened, but I
there were
remember
tons
watching
of
that live.
signs in there.
I was shocked seeing Jericho. I had
There's
no
signs in that
idea that it
crowd.
was going to be him.
That
You're
was
telling me
that
there's
was-
not
Who
one
else?
WCW fan?
Honestly, that was the
Who else
biggest
was the best?
debut.
The worst kept secret. AJ.
That was the worst
Styles?
kept secret.
That was one of
Cody.
the worst kept secrets. Cody.
Wait, nobody knew AJ was coming?
No,
everybody
no,
knew
it's the
AJ was
Worst
coming.
kept secret.
Worst kept
Okay,
secret.
so yeah, all right. So
no,
then
I'd honestly the best
Hogan
kept-
turning on WCW. Everybody knew that because of Heenan. Way to go, Bob.
What team is it?
Yeah, what's he on? I'm like, what did he just say? And next thing you know, he's like dropping it. Wait a minute. It's like,
I love
okay.
Kevin Nash's reaction to that on Stone Cold's podcast. Look at Bobby going into business for himself.
Yeah. He wasn't wrong. But anyway, so yeah, Penta, successful debut.
I just hate
excellent
that
match.
The fucking
It was.
Canadian Destroyer should be what ends the match. I hate that it doesn't end it. Now, granted, WWE doesn't do Canadian Destroyer, Canadian Destroyer, Canadian Destroyer, and then fucking,
Well,
cartwheel
wait, was
fucking-
it you that said in the text that you don't like the slaps?
I fucking hate that. Of course, I understand that it's big
All
in
right, next
Japan
segment.
and all this other crap. It just looks fucking stupid. Nobody's literally going to stand there and say, now slap me. Okay, I'm going to slap you. Slap me. I'm
There's
going
a
to slap
fucking
you.
league that's the professional slap league.
So,
Tommy.
okay, I always took that as kind of like the new test of strength, right?
Okay.
So since Big Show did it on Tough Enough, right, where like you had to like stand there and eat the Big Show's chop. So I always took it as we'll see who can back down from the chop better. So you're letting the person chop you and slap you.
It's never like
That's not a bad. It's not a bad analogy.
I'm gonna disagree. I think since everyone thinks that they're strong style now,
Which
I think it's a watered down.
fucking hate strong style.
Everyone used to do the forearms in Japan.
Yes.
Then you bring fucking forearms to the Indies. And
Pat said to do that. He said, if you can't throw it, remember we were coming up. He's like, if you can't throw a good worker's punch, throw a forearm.
Yeah,
and I'm
but that's
like,
a forearm. But if you stand in the middle of the ring going toe to toe with forearm, you're literally ripping off what they do in Japan as the strong style. And then if you really want to water it down and try and get cheap pops, cheap heat, whatever, you fucking slap. That's
and
how,
you're also
that's how I look at it.
like you always see them
It's funny,
forearming
I
to the
never- I
chest
never-
too,
I-
which is stupid.
I never had-
Strength
I
style.
never-
When do you
I
see
never
test of
thought-
strength anymore where they do the fucking the actual hands?
And that's why I
Don't
said
see
like
it no
that,
more.
I thought that was the new test of strength. It was like, who's tougher? I'm going to eat your chop, you eat mine. And the first person to stop chopping is the one that loses.
whoever gets two consecutive almost.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if it's bing, 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 and then bing.
So it's like, I
bing,
always took it as like,
bing,
you're-
he wins.
I look
you're
at it as
giving
a-
it-
I
you're
look at
giving
it
it
as-
to them. You're like,
yeah.
you're like, yeah, chop me. I'll show you how tough I
I
am.
see that.
I know what you're saying.
I
I
like
think it's a watered down strong style.
Yeah,
just
it's
for cheap heat.
just goofy now.
It's all
Just
about
for cheap. The louder
Tony-
you slap
Tony
the guy,
said
the
the-
louder the crowd's gonna react. So it's almost you're looking for like the cheap pop.
There's nothing worse, by the way.
as Tony said to Paulie Walnuts, it's all about the way you perceive. We all perceive it in a different way.
Shut your mouth.
There's nothing worse, by the way. Payne could attest to this. I'm sure he's been involved in
Horrible.
matches like this. Is a
even know what you're gonna say.
a chop that doesn't make the sound.
Oh, it doesn't register. But
It doesn't
hurts like
register.
shit.
And it's just like a thud. It's just like doop. Instead of like a. And
it's
you're
gonna
like,
hurt more,
oh,
no?
what the fuck?
Bro, it's just a fucking. It's just like they try to
But I'll
collapse
put
your
that
chest.
over. I'll put that over on commentary. I say, "Wow, that wasn't even a slap. That was a thud." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you have to at least tell the story
They try to collapse
that
your
they
chest.
tried to do
That's when
something.
you come
That's
over
a
with an
broken
open hand palm
collarbone.
right across the
bro.
chest, and
Right.
there you go.
The
Right.
thuds hurt because it's like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Open your hands. Why are you trying to cup?
This ain't ballet. Anyway, so that was 2 segments of Raw. I talking about. I mean, obviously Corey Graves wasn't really a segment on Raw because he wasn't there. He was replaced. But Penta's match is great. Anything else that kind of stands out to you guys? Like instead of going like match by match by match.
Yeah, the fact that they promote big game killing
I'm sorry.
in the women's division.
Oh God, yeah.
They're okay with slaughtering.
Are we done? Like,
defenseless
could we be
for,
done
women's
with
clothes.
Nia Jax or
No, because
why, man? It's like there's no value there. Even when she comes out, it's not like, oh, here comes Nia Jax, this ultimate massive figure.
Remember
it's
how-
just like she has no charisma either.
Remember how they said like any reaction's a good reaction?
No,
It's just pure. I don't like you.
She doesn't even have heat.
Right? It's not even
So-
like
It's just
not
like
even
nothing.
heat, but
Yeah,
it's just
but
like-
nothing.
It's a popcorn break.
It's exhaustion
what they were
of
doing with
seeing
her,
all the
what they
time.
were doing with her in the beginning was perfect. She's coming in, dominate.
Come in, hurt a female wrestler, go home. Come in, hurt a female wrestler,
She
go
hasn't
home.
done
It
that
was
in a
great
long
booking.
time.
Why is
She
everyone on the show?
She hasn't
I don't
done
know,
that
she
in a
sat
long
on her
time.
face.
She hasn't done that in a long time, Chris.
Okay.
You know. take it
Okay.
easy.
She didn't go completely fucking Yokozuna?
But nobody got hurt.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who got hurt?
Are you serious? She couldn't breathe.
Becky Lynch broke
When?
her face.
Broke Becky's face.
Yeah, that was back then.
Right,
that,
and then she
But
sat-
time out.
Bro,
that
I'm
made
almost-
Becky.
I'm almost positive she sat on fucking Tiff Stratton's face not too long ago.
I mean,
Maybe 2 months ago, where she completely just went weightless.
Anyway.
Full of weight on her fucking
Anyway.
face. Luckily, she's got a box head and it saved her.
She could totally sit on my what?
yeah.
Hey, I was going to say
So-
This is the
Wait,
flawless. This is the flawless
What they-
Chris moment.
What they were doing with her at the
That's
beginning
my
was
new
perfect.
gimmick.
You
That's
just
my
come
new
in,
gimmick.
destroy it, leave.
Flawless
What
Chris
really
Bang.
shot her fucking down was
Tranquilizer
Games.
dart.
Yeah. War Games. What they did with her with War Games was
You just got
absolutely
shot in the neck with a
stupid.
dart, man.
They put her, got a fucking dart in her neck.
What's crazy is that
Wait.
she's lost a lot of weight. Like you can visibly see that
Yeah.
she's in better shape, but
Visibly
she looks
see
like,
it.
but she moves like she's in worse shape.
Yeah, but
she moves.
Her fucking leg
really
drop makes
slow.
me ill.
Yeah,
it's
but-
just like,
And you have her in there with some freak athletes, and
But
Bailey
you're-
can
when
move.
they
Tiffany
put
Stratton
her
can move.
when they put her
She
out
doesn't look
there first at War Games, making her go the fucking gauntlet was stupid because she can't. There's not
gassed.
many people that actually can. So that was dumb.
nepotism has finest, folks. Isn't she part of the fucking tribe?
Rock, yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why she's
Now,
still
if
there.
they,
on the
if
little
they had
tree.
her go out last,
She's on the little
I
tree.
think she still
She
would have
can't be
kept
on
the
the big
heat
tree.
that
She
she was
shake the
coming in
fuck out of
with.
it.
But
Tamina
now
and the mother.
it's
the mother.
done. And it sucks.
Tamina, isn't she a snooker?
Fijian. She's related to all
No,
of
she's
them.
Snooker.
Snooker, is
Snooker
it?
and the Fijians are all related.
I guess that they're all part of that bloodline.
You would hope. If not,
Whatever.
it's racist. Anyway, all right. So
I mean, if you want to make
Nia
it
Jax aside,
misogyny minute,
how did even Raw end? What was the main event?
How about we didn't start off?
The
How
street
about
fight.
Punk opening up?
Oh, that first of all, here's the cool thing about Punk nowadays, and I'll be the first one to tell you. Anybody who's ever listened to this show or any show knows
I'm the same way.
that I'm not the CM Punk
He's not a Punk
head
fan.
Yeah.
that everybody else seems to be. However,
I come off that way?
no me.
no, do I come off that way though?
No.
Like
No.
Punk the voter.
No, I'm just the
You
universe
fucking
loves
hate
him.
everything. We don't count you in
No,
any
I'm
of
saying
this
the
shit.
universe loves CM
I don't
Punk.
hate everything. I have a high standard for shit, and if you don't like that, go suck a dick.
Anyway,
Jesus, Payne, it was a fucking joke. Don't take
Oh,
it so
now all of a
hard.
sudden you're offended?
I'm always offended.
anywho,
It's just a
dick.
joke. It's
So
not a
CM
dick.
Punk, eh? No. So for me, I'm just not as avidly into CM Punk as others, and rightfully so. And you still block me on Twitter, so fuck him. But I will say, with his recent promos, he has really dialed it up, and I think you're never going to get more authentic than what you heard on Monday with him. Like, he was like, the cult of personality to hit my music, right? And then the burn it down hits. He's like, oh, come on! Like, he does that.
Why can't Rhea interrupt
But
me?
but he's on the mic saying that.
I know.
He's looking right at fucking McAfee. He's like, Rhea couldn't interrupt me. Rhea, like looking right at him as he. And then when Drew comes out, it's like, dude, for the love of fucking God,
Dude,
like
Drew's amazing.
he's trying to get a fucking point across. He can't get shit.
We never
across.
got the blow off with the three of them. Think about it. When Punk first came
Oh,
in,
Flash!
when Punk first came in, he was feuding with Rollins and McIntyre. So we got the blow off with him and McIntyre. We never got it with Rollins, but you still have the three of them that are
I
still
don't think
linked
you're getting
together.
the blow off because they were talking about the Rumble.
They're all going to be in the
Yeah, they're
Rumble.
all gonna be-
Have you
And by the way,
ever seen?
I know it's
Final
my
three.
second show, but I can't believe you guys thought CM Punk was not going to be in this year's Royal Rumble.
I really didn't think he was
Wait,
going to
who
be.
said that?
I did.
We did. No,
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm like, hold on. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I
you
know
said
I didn't say that.
My bad. Whoops,
No, his
daisy.
authenticity on the microphone has been aces lately. The opening promo's great, but
Drew's awesome.
It just goes to show you that, remember last year going into the Rumble, we were all like, or maybe it was 2 years ago on this show, me, you, and Rasslin Rob or whatever. We
Convict.
said who?
Convict.
Okay, we said that it
Well, I
was
can't
going
say that.
I mean, if he's convicted,
I'm
sure.
part owner now.
So say whatever I want.
There we go.
I mean, I got the heat turned on for you. You're
Oh,
welcome.
you're fucking. First of all, you know what's funny? First of all, if I may, let's no, because I'm not gonna let this stand. Because you know what? Whose fucking name is on the company credit card? Who's the only one that got approved for a company credit card? This guy, not this guy, because he's got $8 trillion in debt at Disney World. This guy's got one fucking car.
No, I lowered
Fuck
it.
all
It's-
you
it's
motherfuckers.
$5 trillion.
Well,
Well,
whatever the case.
excuse me, but
I got approved. I can spend it how I want, and that's what I'm doing.
My name is on the bank account.
Your name is
and I
off
have
the
a
bank
card
account
with
now.
the bank account. So.
My name's on the account.
It says the name does say McMahon, but it says Shane McMahon.
In all fairness, his name is on the account. However, That's because it's his first credit card.
We had to give Tommy a little credit. No, but anyway, what was I saying now?
You
had me on a
were talking
fucking
about
tangent.
last year, 2 years ago.
Oh,
on the show.
all right. So 2 years ago, we were like,
Convict.
Cody's in.
Right.
Cody's in. He's going to win. Last year, it was even more like, oh, Cody's in. He's going to win again, right? Like, that's almost as if it was a foregone conclusion. Does this Royal Rumble this year poise as the one that you're like,
Cody
it's,
wins.
Dude, it's anybody's game.
This is the first time in like 10 years I feel that way. I was thinking the
It's
same
anybody's
exact
game.
thing watching
It's
it.
Cena, Roman, Cena.
Yeah. It's
Fucking
stacked.
Punk, Seth,
But
Drew.
nobody else
They're
feels
all
like
in
Cena
this.
is the front runner.
Not anymore.
No.
Punk is apparently the front runner.
I'm gonna
How
say
would Punk be the front runner when McIntyre is then Rollins?
Can I book the end of the Rumble?
Like Rollins is taking a break.
Can I?
Correct?
No, I think he's there for the Rumble, so he's going to be there.
No,
for,
I meant I'm talking about.
yeah,
after.
he's not winning it. But I will say this: if I had to book the Rumble as a wrestling promoter that I am,
But you can't
so
because
seasoned,
none of your friends will get you a job. Because they're disloyal.
John
hoes.
Cena's the
Fair.
current betting
'Cause they're
favorite.
disloyal
for the
hoes.
Royal
John
Rumble.
Cena's the favorite, right? But here's how I would
I
book
got
the
you back,
end
Dave.
of the Rumble.
I'd hire you.
I know. This is how I would book the end of the Rumble. I would
Be the janitor.
have CM Punk in there at the end with number 30 coming out. Everybody's like, who's it going to be? And it's going to be fucking Chad Gable, right? Or something like, or it's not going to be. And people are going to be like, motherfucker. Like, it's not a big 30 surprise. And the final four will be Punk, Gable, McIntyre, and Seth. Right? And you're like, oh, shit, one of these four guys are going to win the fucking thing. Or I'll take Gable out and put Roman in, right? So now you're like, holy shit, who's coming out of here, right? You get 30 entrants in, and now you're down to 2. It's Roman and it's CM Punk. And then you get Paul Heyman on the fucking entranceway, and Punk looks at him and says, now's the time I want my favor. Here comes Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar takes
just
out
stole my
Roman
fucking
Reigns,
thunder.
throws his ass
You
out of the
just
Rumble,
stole-
and Punk wins the Rumble
you
because of Brock.
stole my fucking
that was
thunder.
the favor that he was owed from
You son
Paul
of a
Heyman.
bitch.
I didn't
You
steal anything because
you
it's my
stole
original
my
thought, you
fucking
piece of
thunder.
shit. So that's my thought. My turn. My turn. Anyway, so that's
I
where I'm
wasn't
at.
thinking that far ahead, but that's nice. That's good.
Not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
He owes him a favor.
that was I'm serious. That is exactly what I was going. When you went to me, it's exactly
That's
what
why
I
I'm
was
smarter
going
than
to
you,
say.
Tommy. I just jumped the gun. I got a louder voice.
You know what it is? I'm getting the promoter vibe now. So you know,
okay.
In a perfect world, Sheamus takes the title off of Braun Breaker.
Sheamus.
And Braun
Excuse
Breaker
me.
comes in at number 30 and destroys everyone and throws them all
Excuse
over the
me,
top
I'm
rope.
not
We have Braun
losing.
You
Breaker.
want Braun Breaker
I
to win
want
the
Braun
fucking
Breaker
Rumble?
to win the Royal Rumble.
I'm not
I
losing
would
my
not be upset with
Intercontinental
that
title.
at
Thank you
all.
very much.
First of all, you've lost that whole thing. You let yourself go, and you look nothing like him now. Sorry.
Who was the guy from like 8 years ago?
No, fucking wish Braun Breaker over here.
Oh, Timu.
Well, I think I forgot what it was, but the original plan was to have Scott Steiner come in solo, unannounced, and win the Rumble, like in the early '90s. And he wouldn't break up with Rick. He wanted to keep it. He wanted to come in with his brother.
Wow.
So that was one of the original plans for Scott to come on in and win the Rumble. This is
I think
this
it's
is one of
too,
their
yeah, but
first
I think it's
runs.
too fast. It's too fast for Braun right now.
I think so too.
Why? They've already
look
given
at
him the
Braun
belt
Breaker.
twice.
You look at Braun Breaker.
IC twice.
This is why I love Brock Lesnar. I think we spoke about this last week.
And he
too.
looks bigger, by the
you
way.
look like Brock Lesnar. You
know how
believe,
that's
no matter
possible.
what happens, I believe Brock Lesnar will destroy everyone. You look at Braun Breaker run, and it's like Jesus Christ. That is the most scary human being on planet Earth.
Can we eliminate one thing from Monday Night Raw? The whole wrestler in the crowd thing.
Bro, is that not terrible?
That's like, what are we doing? Like,
I'm
Braun,
interested
you're on
by
the
it.
fucking roster. Be in the
So I'm-
locker room.
but I'm
Like, why are you in the
interested
front
by it.
row?
Yeah, you're one of
Is
the
he-
main champions.
Yeah, why? He's like, and there's Braun Breaker. He's sitting
Yeah,
there
but is
standing
he-
by.
is
And
he
I'm
on-
like,
is
You
he
go
on Raw?
what are we
UFC,
doing?
you go UFC, you go boxing. The challengers are always in the ring. They're always on the outside.
I
watching.
get that part of it, what they're trying to do. What I'm saying is,
This is where-
you're literally possibly in competition that night. So at least when these celebrities and other fighters are in the crowd, they're not fighting that night.
But it doesn't make-
Braun Breaker's on the fucking roster,
also
and
doesn't
he's
make
always
sense.
active to wrestle.
It also doesn't make sense either, though, because like when you're doing UFC and boxing, like those are actual fights. Like those are people like really
So
want to
what's
kill
the
each
difference?
other. What's the difference? Is that Triple
You're
H,
losing me here.
Triple H has literally explained that they have no problem talking about kayfabe and heel and face and all this other stuff.
know what we're doing here.
So if you already know it's a fucking made up thing, then why are you gonna put the competitor in the crowd? Like,
Yeah, but it's also.
Hey, so what's the
listen,
tip say for next
it's,
week?
It's
Yeah.
also.
Pro
it's-
wrestling
And you just want 9 times out of 10, they're jumping the guardrail.
It's also the
They're
first-
getting involved
yeah,
in
but
something.
or they're gonna walk
also-
up to it and like fucking bait the guy.
It's also the first 2 weeks. So if they're not going to be booked on the show, they're at least getting the
Some camera
non-avid
time.
viewer. They're giving them the know of who
Fine.
these people are.
You
Fine,
also
fine.
built up Braun Breaker that way, I feel, because he was in the crowd last week too. So
Yeah.
you're building up Braun Breaker without him being in the ring.
He got a little physical this
Yeah,
past
a little
week.
bit. But then when he comes out,
fucking love him,
And they're
dude. I really
literally my favorite wrestler.
I think
right now is Braun
I think he's
Breaker.
my
Love Braun Breaker.
top 2 right now for me. I think he's definitely
I've been all over.
I'm a
Braun.
big Roman guy, and I fucking love Braun Breaker. I think he's great.
Breaker-
And back
excellent.
talking about Punk, when Punk left, and for 10 years I hated him. When he got to AEW, I was like, eh. When he got back to WWE, I'm like, this is awful. It's gonna be the same as AEW. He's a cancer. He's awful. And the first promo he was back, I was like, oh, I fucking love this guy.
This
Yeah.
this is no
It doesn't stop.
You know, he's
Every
not
time he's
bitter.
on the mic.
He's not bitter, and it's been a year.
Well, he knows his role now. You know, it's like everybody can eat. Not there doesn't have to be one top guy. It could be everybody could be a top guy, and this is making it feel like the Attitude Era. Because believe it or not, the Attitude Era, every fucking segment had somebody
Well,
worth watching.
I'll give you a
Even
perfect
fucking
example.
Kai and Ty and whatever the fuck
Give
they
me a
had going
perfect
on.
Kai and
example of
Ty.
how many
fucking
guys
segment.
could have been a top guy in that SmackDown ending, where 15 fucking finishers,
Which was the great one of the greatest
Everybody in that
SmackDown
ring at
endings.
that moment was a top guy.
Every that might go
Kurt
down as
Angle,
the greatest.
Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Big Show. Who else was in that?
Just a casual
They-
Friday.
Foley, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
They fucking
Ole.
sprinkled in Shane with the fucking chair shot, the jumping chair shot.
This is my favorite chair shot. Foley.
Oh, Foley. I thought you said Ole. Like, I don't think Ole Anderson
Ole
was
Anderson
there.
too. He was there. But yeah, I firmly
think Ole
believe
was at a
It's
clan
starting
meeting
to feel
that day.
like that again.
it is, and that's a good thing. If
And I
you're
love what McIntyre is doing with this as well.
I just said I love McIntyre.
The way he's working himself in, the way he goes, I wasn't talking to you. It's not always about you. That was great.
Dave,
oh,
you,
it was so
You
good.
won't admit to this because you never like to give me credit. I have been on the Drew McIntyre tip from the very beginning when you
You're
said,
right.
"Oh my God, it's getting old." I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm telling you."
listen.
it's-
We
it's
all have
cooking.
our bad takes. I thought McIntyre was annoying and old and just didn't. It was just tiring, right?
I have the worst
This guy
take.
says
Hold
Jey
on, I have
Uso.
the worst take in Fight Factory history.
Jey Uso being
Yeah.
not a main eventer. Now he's suddenly he's leading the sales, right? Like so that.
And I'm the one helping him get those sales.
Right, and he's literally creating merchandise for his son. So, yeet.
My son's
Anyway,
got every color glass fucking
he's
But
shirt.
no, but
sick
the-
fuck.
And was that the best promo of the night, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Jay?
I'm not good on my own. Yeah. He said I couldn't do it. Yeah.
because you know
Yeah,
what
he
it,
probably
you know
gonna
what it
beat me.
feels like? It just feels real. It feels like he's
It's
pissed
authentic.
off.
It's
He's
authentic.
getting
It
very
does.
emotional.
It's passionate
and
and
he's,
it's authentic.
he's getting
And-
very emotional, and that's good because
And
his
it's
stuff
doing-
is
and
real.
you know what? It's not. And I've said it a million times. Like with wrestling promos, and I always throw this to Sean Donovan because he's one of the guys that could talk a lot, but he's always the very wrestling promo guy. He'll say like, "And on January 19th at the Mecca, it's me and it's you." But for fucking Jey Uso, he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass." And that's it. He just dropped the mic, and I'm like, "Oh, all right, point taken. He's gonna kick his ass."
Yeah, because
you know what I mean.
that's
But he
his
doesn't have to get the date
personality.
and the time and the location and the pay per view and shit. He's just like, "Yeah, I'll kick your ass," yeah, and just leave.
That's
And I'm
just
like,
his
and I felt it. I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, but you know
let's go.
that's just his personality. So Donovan's personality is he wants to keep talking. So yeah, he's gonna bring up the
Yeah,
date
but that's
and
his
stuff
personality.
Like
But also, everyone out
Donovan
there
won't
is-
shut the fuck up.
Those guys are basically.
that.
I
It's
don't know.
personality.
Maybe it feels like maybe it's me. Maybe they've been given like the green light to be like, hey, go out there and be as authentic as possible. If you're pissed off with your spot and you're not the guy, go be.
The
go
whole
tell me
show, the
why.
whole,
Go
the
do it.
whole
You're the guy.
show felt that way.
No one's gonna get
The
in
whole
trouble.
nothing
Just
felt
go talk
scripted.
your- go
Everything
talk your
felt
truth.
authentic.
Imagine
well,
being-
that was the
Yeah.
pipe
Imagine-
bomb.
yeah,
They
well,
told
that
him to
too.
do that. Like, go out there and
Imagine
share your
being Triple
grievances.
H
Yeah,
right
but that's
now.
one example, and now everyone's doing that. My point is that are they telling them that that's okay to do and make it believable?
I think Triple H has the best job in the world right now where he can go to a WWE writer, whoever the writers are, whatever the staff is, and I know he's head of it.
Harvard and Yale
But all he has to do is say, hey,
tools.
hey, write the show as you see fit. Let me know how it goes. There's no like, hey, we're under this 3-hour window. We got to be careful. We got to talk about sponsors. We got to go to commercial break. They can go to commercial break whenever
I
they
need
want.
112 words.
Right, none of that shit. You just go out there and you be your authentic self, and all of a sudden you can get yourself over. What a fucking world we're living in right now.
Yeah.
In the world of professional wrestling. Speaking of professional wrestling, because I see the clock and I know Payne's got to go protect and serve. Before we get out of here, I do want to make a group announcement because we are in these seats just a year ago.
Cup up there?
In February, I'm not sure. No, probably not. In February of last year, we announced a massive.
We announced it in March.
Man, you're really killing my anecdote here. I was in the middle of an anecdote. A what? An anecdote. Anyway,
22 behind the head.
no red bicycle. So last year at this time, in February, we announced a company. In March, we announced a massive event with the help of obviously Chris and Tommy and significant help from Tommy Tequila. We announced last year the War on the Shore at Martell's Tiki Bar in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. we're here today to tell you that going down on Tuesday night, because that's the famous night we're going to do it. We're going to do it again. We're running it back on July the 15th, not the 16th, the 15th, War on the Shore 2.
I want Holyfield.
So we are... Yeah, so we are going to have ourselves another classic, fantastic night. We can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. There's so much more to be involved with. We're going to announce some stars, announce some matches in the coming weeks. Tickets will be on sale Thursday night into Friday at midnight, so get on it. If you want to get a front row seat, you got to get it. Remember, we're doing 3 rows this year, a little bit changed. We want to get more people right at ringside, and of course, if you don't, you can bring your own beach chair. It's going to be a good time. A lot of time to prepare. We're 6 months away.
First couple rows will sell out, but we will always have room.
Yes.
It's a fucking beach.
It's a beach.
We will make room even if you're sitting in the low tide.
We had a fantastic turnout last year. We expect double this year.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Double this
And
year.
if anything, we got to get a big fence for the private club next door. So
Yes,
about
we gotta
300 people
build a
walk
bigger
free.
fence.
Nope. Tiki Bar's already taken care of that. That was their exact words to me when I went there to go see if any of our stuff was still there. We are getting something for that fence right there.
Perfect.
No freebies.
Perfect. So,
No freebies, folks.
stay on the course. Follow us on social media. Dave Sturchio, Tommy D, Chris Payne, and Tommy Tequila.
How
We
you
will
doing?
see you guys next week. Pay attention to all our social medias for more announcements. See you guys later.
Main event, Tommy Tequila versus Ryback. I want you.